Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everybody, Carrie here with the Unicorn Company Podcast. Today we are talking about the Inner Sphere Support Lance. Alright, this one comes with a spider, a dragon, a cyclops, and a thug. We're going to talk a little bit about this lance and a little bit about what I think they could have done better. So, first of all, we start off with the spider. Pretty little bug, isn't it? Well, actually, it kills bugs. It kills bugs dead. Or it tries. The spider is a purely scout mech. It's got 2 medium lasers. Other than that, it's literally all jump jets. And as you can see by looking at it, there's not much as far as where they've cut the sprues or anything. We're looking pretty good on the bottom. Not really seeing mold lines either. This is a beautiful miniature. And it does reflect the spider. The spider's always been sort of different in its look. So let's take a look at the mechs that we get with this. We get the Spider SDR-5V, which was Star League Forward and the original version of the mech. SDR-5E, Battle Mech Size 1, Team MF3, movement of 16, jump, scout, 110 as far as the values for attack. No overheat, has 2 armor, 3 structure, and is energy, which is actually very useful on this design because of the 3 structure. If it gets plinked repeatedly, it will not die from an ammo explosion. And it's 21 points. For its points and everything, this is a brilliant little harasser. It's cheap, it's fun. I really like it in that role. Then we have the SDR-7M Spider, which is a little bit more expensive at 26 points. It's a battle mech, size 1, Team M3, movement 16, jump, striker, 220, no overheat, armor 2, structure 3, and once again, ENE for energy, so it will not die from an ammo explosion. It's clan invasion forward, and yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a little bit more damage for 5 points, go for it. It's well done. We have the pilots for this. You have first Marco Schwartz, 3 gunner, 2 pilot, special pilot abilities of Speed Demon, making this thing even faster. And it, of course, has a blurb about the, I believe this guy is really big into free sky. Just saying. Then we have Otto Unruh from Herman's Hermits. They are a 3/3. Special piloting ability of Jumping Jack, making this far more terrifying than it needs to be already. And this has a little bit of a gangster vibe at the bottom, a little bit of 1920s mafia vibe. So, yeah. So that's the spitter. Yes, I mispronounced spider. So sue me. Then we have the dragon / Grand Dragon. Okay, so much like the Crockett / Katana, the Grand Dragon are the same miniature regardless. They look the same. Everything about them is the same. It's literally a weapons issue. Looking at the model, I spy a cut on top of the leg there, and at the top of the other leg, both legs. Like I said, they're way better about hiding the ones on the arms and the torso. But on this one, the arm ones are just straight on the bottom there. It's probably why they're easier to hide, because they can be underneath of stuff where the legs are just completely exposed to what's going on. I'm checking on my hard-boiled eggs, making sure they're not boiling over. All right, so we have this card also has 2 different mechs on it. This is the Dragon and the Grand Dragon. So the DRG 1N Dragon, Battle Mech size 3, TMM of 2, movement of 10 inches, skirmisher, short, medium, and long, all of 2 with no overheat, has 5 armor, 5 structure, indirect fire 1, rear 110, and it is available. It's 32 points, and it's available all the way from. Use this so I can see it even better here. Yep, Star League era to. Okay, so this box, the box that these were released in, was pre-Il Clan, so they didn't even have the Il Clan mark on there. Then we have the Grand Dragon. So Grand Dragon is actually 1 point more. 222. Okay, so essentially this thing was from the Clan Invasion forward, according to this, but there are Grand Dragons that date from the Succession Wars. But this is a DRG 5K. It's 33 points. Battle mech size 3, TMM 2, movement of 12, skirmisher 232, a little bit more damage, no overheat, armor 5, structure of 3 because it has an XL engine most likely, has case, indirect fire 1, and rear 110. It's a pretty decent mech for its size. Squarely in what I like to call that trooper range of like 25 to 35 points. And it hits enough to sting, but not enough to kill. And it's very annoying because eventually you have to kill it, but you have other things around that you probably value killing more than that. Now, let's look at the pilots. We have Shogo Nakamura. They are a 2-2, so they are a badass. Special pilot ability is sniper, so they're better at shooting things at range. And of course, they have a very Bushido, like Kurita. I want to say Kuritan Japanese because it's not the same as actual Japanese culture, but like a very Kurita Japanese culture. Quote at the bottom there, and then we have Ingurgerd Borsdolter. I know I'm mispronouncing your name. They're a 3-4. Special pilot ability is Iron Will, which makes them better against like animal mimicry, antagonizer, demoralizer. And of course, they are a Free Roslog Republic person, and the Republic lives. That's it. Just right there. Unfortunately, it only lives for a short time. Spoiler alert. All right, so now that we've seen those two, let's look at the Cyclops. Cyclops is right here. Now, this is a big boy. Cyclops is a pretty interesting mech. And like some people, I did prefer the curved head to this squared off one. Otherwise, I like the way the mech looks. I think someone actually did a curved head modern Cyclops, and it came out wonderfully. Looking for clip points. Wait, on top of the legs again. Don't see it under the arm. Don't see it under the arm. Sorry about my thumb being in the way. Yeah, so they hid these pretty well. The only two that you can really see are on top of the legs. Really nice model. Totally reflects the old one and the upgraded sensibilities of the newer mechs. We have two cards for this. We have the CP-10Z, which is what we're going to start with, and then the 11A. The 10Z is from the Star League era forward. It's 34 points, battle mech size 4, TMM1, movement of 8 inches, Juggernaut, 331 with overheat of 2. Armor is a bit low for its intended role. It has 5 armor, but it has 7 structure with AC 110 and indirect fire 1. Then we have the 11A Cyclops at 38 points. Battle mech size 4, TMM1, movement of 8 inches, sniper, 443 with no overheat. Armor, once again, is at 5. Structure is at 7 with indirect fire 1. That one's Succession Wars forward. Unfortunately, neither of these have case, which would make them far more terrifying. For pilots, we have Shihan Liao, who is a 3-3. Special ability of stand aside so they can move models out of their way as they walk forward. And course, they have a quote about the greater humanity and meeting, and it being collective and very, very introspective. And then we have Ariana Winston, which some of you may know. She was a commander of the Eridani Light Horse. She was the one that went to Huntress. 3-2 gunnery skill piloting. Special pilot abilities are tactical genius, which I've mentioned before. It allows you initiative rerolls. It's really awesome. And of course, her quote, I really like her quote. I'm actually going to read this one. We are an army, and the purpose of an army is to kill people and break things. That quote right there breaks down exactly the mindset that people like, people in the 31st century have. So finally, all right. Finally, we have the thug. This is not right. Okay, in another video, I covered the Comstar force packs. The thug does not seem to fit with the Intersphere stuff. So effectively, okay, so before I go into that, well, while I'm going, I'll just kind of move them all around, let you look. I'm sure you'll see clip points on it somewhere because that's normal. Really likes it with my hand in the shot. I don't know why. They've done a pretty good job of hiding them this time. There's one on the bottom of the arm. Bottom of the arm. Excuse me. Yeah, it's not egregiously bad or anything. Let's look at the mechs that we get here. The 10E and the 11E. The 10E is a downgrade for the Succession Wars. So we're going to look at that first anyway. The Thug 10E. 39 points, battle mech size 4, TMM1, movement of 8 inches. It's a brawler. 332 for its damage capabilities with an overheat of 1. Has armor of 8, structure of 3 with SRM 1-1 for 39 points. That's not a bad mech. Not a bad mech at all. I really like it, actually. But then we have its slightly more capable cousin, the 11E Thug, which predates it. It's from the Star League forward. It's 41 points, battle mech size 4, TMM1, movement of 8 inches, brawler, short and medium of 4, long of 2, with no overheat, armor of 8, once again, structure of 6, with case and SRM 2-2, making it far more survivable than the other version that they give you the card for. The pilots, real quick, we have Sir Miguel Lobos Plumados, who is a member of the Knights of the Inner Sphere. They're a 3-2 with weapon specialist. And of course, they're very an interesting little quote. And then we have the other pilot, which is a 1-3. So they will hit you with deadly accuracy. Motaba Al-Hadid. Their special ability is Fist Fire, which is really kind of cool because it's, And of course, there's the quote at the bottom, which, given that the pilot has a Muslim name, it fits. Now, I want to talk about the Thug, though. Why is the Thug in this box? Now, if you go on Master Unit List and you look up the Hatamoto Chi, the Thug and the Hatamoto Chi have almost identical stats. The Thug is a Hatamoto Chi. The Hatamoto Chi is a Thug. The Thug existed before it, but they are the same mech. 2 SRM6s, 2 PPCs. They do the same thing. Literally. Oh, I just noticed the clip point on top of the legs facing the person. That's a horrible place to put them. But yeah, so like when you have a box, because if we do the whole family picture, which we always do, the only thing you need to turn this into, like a 3025 Kurita Lance is a 3030s is a Hatamoto Chi. So yeah. interesting stuff there. All right, so before we go, I do want to go ahead and, that's pretty much my final thoughts. I want to go ahead and thank my sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. They helped us get this box. Check them out at fortressminiaturesandgames.com. Great. Bobby, the guy who owns it, is a great guy. And they have tons and tons and tons of BattleTech stuff, from third-party stuff to old stuff that you can only find in thrift stores, like old bookstores and stuff, or old miniatures. They have metal miniatures, plastic catalyst miniatures, resin stuff from Death Ray Designs. They have you covered across the board. Their website is fortressminiaturesandgames.com. So go ahead and check them out. Also, if you like what we do here and you would like to support the podcast, help us make more videos, bring you more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/unicorn company. And also, it never hurts to hit the like and the subscribe buttons. Until next time, this is Carrie signing off. If she can figure out how to turn on.
I'm gonna find my meaning, I can make a change. I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go